Hey guys, this is Smudge here, should now be live, yay! Yeah, okay, so we're back here with the A18C, the early release access look. Now, just have to say at the start that this is early access. There is some stuff that's not implemented yet, there's stuff that may be broken, and stuff that just doesn't plainly work. But from my own experience flying the F-18 so far, everything has been absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I can't really kind of name too many things off the top of my head that appear to be broken or not implemented. So yeah, it is a really nice module. Now, as I said in the description on the video, going to be looking at several things tonight. We'll start off by looking at some liveries for the aircraft. We'll then go through a full startup because, you know, why not? Then look at radios, how they work using the upfront controller. Taxi and takeoff, of course, because you can't go anywhere unless you do that. Flying the aircraft and the flight characteristics, although I might take a payload up with me, bombs and missiles and stuff, so the flight characteristics when you're carrying payloads do get quite neutered. Some air-to-air refueling, air-to-air attacks hopefully, and then some air-to-ground stuff. And then we'll see if we can't smash her onto the back of a carrier at the end. Yeah. Hopefully my sound option should be a-okay today. I think we've got these balanced the other day, so you know you guys should be able to hear me just right now. If you get any problems, please let me know in chat, and I'll see what I can do. Right, so the skins. Now, first off, USA is the only country that has a full list of skins so far. If I just go into Control F11 here, there are a couple of special skins in the game. There's the RAF skin, which you can see here. Which is actually quite funky. I quite like it. It's kind of reminiscent of old Cold War Air Force kind of ground attack stuff. I'm not sure what the squadron is. Almost kind of looks like 111, but they use yellow lightning bolts rather than red. But it is quite a neat skin. This is the Russian skin, which is needless to say pretty cool as well. Sorry about that. So I might keep muting my mic every now and then so I'm not deafening you guys when I cough. I am absolutely loaded full of cold or something at the moment. So yeah, this is the Russian skin, and then over here is just another American skin because these are the only ones that are on there. So Russian, which is the only red kind of aggressor-y type skin, which is cool. The RF skin, which you can see here, which I personally like. I think is quite groovy. Almost looks tornado-ish, like GR1, GR2 sort of stuff. And then what we'll do is that we'll go ahead and take a look at the skins that are available to choose from on the F-18. Now, this one's personally my favourite. I do like the kind of like the splinter skin here. But what we'll do is that we'll contact ground crew and go rearm. I just noticed there I have left easy comms on. You need that in order to talk to carrier, but oh well, too late for that now. Okay, so the skins that we've got the Blue Angel skin. Now they have said that that in the future you will be able to place your own number on the tail, or place, you know, kind of like a custom number on the tail of the Blue Angels, but at the moment it is just a standard blue skin. I had a look. There isn't any Canadian skins yet. So unfortunately, sorry about that, no Canadian skins to choose from, which surprised me because they are a big flyer of the F-18. Okay, we've got VFA 113, which has got a like a Hornet on the tail, which is pretty funky. VFA 131, which has got almost like my symbol on the tail, which is a kind of like a jaguar's or a big cat's head with big red eyes. I think if we can't move on it. Yeah, cancel that. Never mind. Meh. Smudgy, what are you doing? Yeah. Anyways, it's got glowing red eyes, which is really cool. Okay, we've got VFA 34. They're all just different variants of grey with different tail designs. VFA 37, which has got bulls. VFA 83, which has got rams with another kind of glowing red eyes, which is pretty cool. VFA 87, which has got an Indian's head on the back. Again, all different kind of shades of grey. You've got to love it. to be fair, I didn't look for Australia DB. Yeah, that's a good question actually. I didn't check for Australia, my bad. My personal favourite, VFC 12, which is I guess the American Aggressor skin in the kind of black, white and grey splintered Vigan, which is really nice. VMFA 122, which has kind of got what looks like a big pig on the back. And lastly but not least, in fact no, not lastly, there's a couple more down there as well. So we've got VMFA 232, 251 and 323. So they're all of the available skins currently in the early access. Like I said, that may change. This is early access. If it's not there now, it may very well be there in the near future. Yeah, Archimede, I'm probably murdering pronunciation of that, say the Grey Hornet's the best Hornet. And yeah, you can have it in any colour as long as it's grey. Cool, but what we'll do is that we'll get this thing loaded up, we'll put some ordnance on it. But hopefully this time I won't asymmetrically load it, so let's pay attention to what we're doing. Bombs, 2 Mark 82s, we'll do the same on this side, bombs, 2 Mark 82s. We'll put some AIM 7s on. Apparently there was an AIM 120 on an earlier version, but that was removed, not sure why. And then we'll stick a fuel tank kind of on the centre pylon here, just to help us kind of get where we need to go.
Request rearming. Copy.
Excuse me. Like I said, I'll try not to cough in the ears too much because, you know, it's bad. I do like how the external fuel tank as well as got the squadron's markings on too. Gotta like that. And people have been saying that they forgot how big the AIM 7s are when you see it on the Hornet, and they are really, really big missiles. Proper kind of big killers.
Rearming complete.
Alrighty, just like that. So what we'll do is that we'll get into the next stage, which is getting the thing started up and hopefully getting off the ground. Alrighty, so this is the office. Now, anybody that's seen Independence Day, I'll know that you know, they got that right, where, you know, pretty much anybody can fly the F-18. It was designed to be used by US Marines and the US Navy. So, you know, yeah, not the brightest people on the planet can use this plane. A lot of it is automated, a lot of it's done for you. And honest to God, it took me next to no time at all to kind of get to grips with this. And I think anybody that's familiar with things like the Harrier or the A10 will probably feel very at home inside this aircraft, the cockpits, the systems and stuff like that. But anyway, so I'm jibber jabbering, so let's go ahead with startup. So first off, we need to switch on a battery. And I've got the sounds turned down a little bit, so you can hear me better. A lot of people last time were saying that they couldn't hear me when I had the sounds turned up. But when you turn on the battery, there are some pretty nice groovy sounds going on in the cockpit here. They are a bit muted at the moment, unfortunately, so you can't hear them. Okay, now the first thing that we need to do is run through the test. So we'll put this into test 1.
Engine fire left. Engine fire left. Engine fire right. Engine fire right. APU fire. APU fire. Bleed air left. Bleed air left. Bleed air right. Bleed air right.
Okay, so that's complete. Now we need to wait about 7 to 10 seconds for the tape to rewind, and then we can go ahead and do test 2. In other kind of videos that Matt's done, he just cycles the battery on and off and then does it again. But you don't need to cycle the battery, you can just kind of wait the 10 seconds and then do it again.
Engine fire left. Engine fire left. Engine fire right. Engine fire right. APU fire. APU fire. Bleed air left. Bleed air left. Bleed air right. Bleed air right.
Cool, so that's the fire test done. All happy days, that's all cool and groovy. So we'll go ahead and test the master core. In fact, no, that's not yet. That comes after, once we've got the right engine started, isn't it? Because it needs power to do it. Meh, smudge think. Okay, so next thing to do, switch on the APU. I'm doing this off the top of my head right now, so I might get things wrong. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Could I show the pilot's body? If I can remember the correct control for it. Was it right shift P? Ah, there we go. Pilot's body. Interesting. Seems to be a bit headless. But yeah, it's hard kind of touching a lot of the controls when you got the pilot's body in. It's pretty funky. Looks like we've got a default kind of texture on the kneeboard there. But yeah, that's the pilot's body. Alrighty, so we've got a green light on the APU, so we'll go ahead and crank up the right-hand engine. So we'll switch this over to right. Look at the multifunction engine display here, and then we wait for 25% RPM on the top here, and then move the right throttle forward. And then we should start hearing some nice lovely groans coming from the back of the plane as the engine kicks into life. Okay, so Canadian Sticks said, how is the HOTAS layout on the F-18 compared to, say, the A10? Is there more button switches on the HOTAS or less?
Flight controls. Flight controls.
Alright, love. It's very similar. In fact, I think pretty much all of the controls I've got from the manual match up to what I've got in game. There's more controls on the throttle than there is on the stick, but you can kind of compensate by moving those all the way around. So move the bleed air all the way around. We'll do the master caution test. Cool, that's all groovy, and then we'll set the INS into ground alignment. We'll turn on the displays and turn on the hood. Cool, and then we'll go ahead and crank up the left engine. Alright, Treacle. Okay, so wait for that to get to 25. Move the left engine out of the indent. With the controls, a lot of them pretty much move directly across from the Warthog. There is, you know, kind of like intelligent switches which remember which position they're in. So if you've got like a two-way switch, it knows what's on, what's off, which is all really cool and funky. I really do like that side of it. Turn on the interior lights, we can see in here, all nice and groovy. Turn the radar into standby. Don't need to turn on the pitot heat because it is lovely and warm out here. What we will do is turn on the radar warning receiver and the dispenser. Okay, right, so then what we'll do is bring up the FCS page on this one. So menu FCS, right here. FCS. Cool, so on the FCS page here, as you can see, we've got a few crosses. These mean that the positions of the kind of control surfaces aren't aligned properly or not working properly. So if you do a FCS reset, that brings everything into alignment, and then the crosses disappear on the FCS page, which is good. And then there's a little button on the rudder trim here. You press that for takeoff trim, and then the control surfaces set themselves into takeoff parameters. We can now do what they call the 4-down check, although the 4-down check has 5 elements to it. So you've got the launch bar down, got flaps down to half, we've got the air brake all the way out, and then we've got the hook down. Don't think I'm forgetting anything else. And then oh yeah, there was one more thing. In fact, the probe. We'll check it externally. You'll see that probe's out, air brake's out, flaps are set to half, and the hook's down. Which is all cool and groovy, so we'll put those all away now. Launch bar back up. Come on, click on it, there we go. Put the probe away. Bring the hook back up. We can leave the flaps in takeoff because we need them in there anyway. Okay, the bits are doing their things, which is all cool and groovy. FCS bit is good, which is nice. Bit. Check how our alignment's doing. What's really nice, the ground alignment does give you a countdown. So you can see there that it's actually kind of complete with an OK. Takes about 3 minutes to do it, but if you're doing it along with the startup, it's no real bother to get the alignment done. That's got an OK sign on it there, so we can move the INS into navigate. We'll then put this into forget what they call it, sequence. That's the one. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and turn on our radios. Well, they're already on, the volume switches are up, but we can go ahead and program in the frequency for where we are here, which is 126.8. Like I said, I left Easy Radio on. I completely forgot about that because I was farting about in the carrier trying to get it to work, so I had Easy Radio set. But in order to set a manual, you rotate this down to M and it comes up 305. You just hit clear. No one can program in 126 800. Now we go and then hit enter, and then that's programmed in. And that's on COM 1, so if we hit forward for COM 1 it comes up auto because bloomin' Easy Radio. But if you hit forward on your COM switch it's COMS 1 and then back for COMS 2. ATC, I'll dash for a... Well, we've already started up, but we'll dash for it anyway. We'll uncage the standby artificial horizon.
Cleared for startup. Wind 344 at 2 meters per second.
We'll zero off our barometric altimeter. Well, I think currently that's actually saying that we're kind of below ground. So we'll just zero it off. Cool, and then we'll go ahead and turn on the radar altimeter, which is just down here, so we just twist that, and then we can set the boat to 100 feet. Excuse me. Alrighty, I think we're pretty much ready to go, so we'll close the canopy as he clicks the right button. There we go, coming down now. Cool, canopy's down locked. Now one thing that you may have noticed on the left MFD, it does show a whole bunch of kind of like steps that need to be complete, or if there's problems it comes up and tells you at the bottom. There is also a checklist on this, which is quite cool for takeoff and landings. If we go into checklist, it says takeoff controls, wings, flaps, trim, hook, harness, so if you forget what you're doing, there is checklists in there you can use as well, which is quite funky. We'll go ahead and turn this one into HUD, and then we'll move this here into FCS just for now. And then we'll go ahead and taxi on out of here. Just making sure I'm not forgetting anything else, we can turn on our formation lights actually as well. Just on 2 rotation knobs hidden behind the throttle. Oxygen as well. There we go. That's a thing to think about. Alrighty. Just checking on the chat here before we make a taxi. Yeah, the 3-position flap switch does work for the Hornet. You've got auto, which is up, half, middle, and then full down, so the flap switch works just fine. Alrighty, so let's taxi on out of here. Trying to think. I think the runway is actually to our right, so we need to get out of here and turn right. So we'll turn on the nose wheel steering, which is presented by the NWS there. Handbrake off would help. Honestly, you think this has been your first time?
Enfield 1-1. Clear to taxi to runway 13. Path 1.
Well, thank you very much. I should do is turn down the world sounds just a little bit, because it does get very loud when you're external. Although hearing the Hornet when it's at full chat is pretty damn awesome as well. Yeah, I'll be heading left and right. Would help if I was steering from internal. I might be able to see kind of where I'm going. But I like showing off the exterior of the Hornet because it looks absolutely amazing. Just doing checks around the cockpit, making sure I haven't actually forgotten anything. On the seat. There we go, found something. So yeah, the middle display, it's a kind of a I think they call it the multi-coloured kind of function display, or MCFD, something like this. But you can use this for mainly showing the HSI, although it can show all of the other. I think it shows pretty much everything all of the other ones can show, but it doesn't show. Oh, good. It doesn't show the attack radar, and that's actually crashed my DCS. Oh no, give me 2 seconds here, sorry about this. Ah, blugger. Like I said, it is early access, things go wrong. We'll just get this back up in 2 seconds. Yeah, shouldn't have pressed that attack radar, that was my bad. I know it wasn't working on the middle MFD, it works on the left and right but not the middle one. I went ahead and pressed it anyway, that was my bad. Just get this relaunched now. we're back. Thank God for having SSDs, otherwise this would have took me about 10 years to do on my old system. But luckily you can close this thing down, get up and back up and running in no time at all. So yeah, where were we? We'll just quickly arm this thing.
Infield 1-1. Request taxi to runway.
In fact, I think we might run into a bit of a problem here now. Because if you rearm this thing hot, it doesn't program it onto the MFDs. I know the... Let's see if this works. We might actually need to shut it down and restart it if it doesn't take on the loadout.
Request rearming.
Yeah, because if the aircraft's hot,
Copy.
the loadout page doesn't update when you rearm weapons, so you need to shut the aircraft all the way down and go through a full startup in order for the
Flight controls.
for the weapons page to come up. I have tried doing a bit test to see if it reloads it that way, but it didn't. Poo bums. If not, we'll just kind of relaunch cold, load her up, and then program it up.
Rearming complete.
Alrighty, so that's rearm complete. Let's just check the stores page. I know it's probably not going to be there. No, empty. There is a bit test you can do for stores. I've tried this before, but for some reason it didn't reload everything. So if you go into the bit, you've got stores bit here, which you can then run the bit. Oops, no, big stores. Yes, here we go. So this is starting a all systems bit, which by my reckoning, the way I believe it works is that the bit should talk to the weapons and then go, hey, you're loaded, okay, I like you, we'll put you on stores. But when the bit's complete, even in weapons, it still comes up empty on the stores management. But maybe that's something I'm missing, something I'm doing wrong. But I have found that if you shut the thing all the way down and relaunch it, then the stores management does update. Yeah, Brain News was saying that it can't load weapons like the A10. This is how I believe it's done, although I'm just kind of taking this off my own kind of background knowledge by running the stores bit. But that doesn't, whether it's something that's going to be added, something that's not properly implemented yet, we'll test it now and see if it works. These should stay in test for not long, only a couple of minutes, and then they'll come up D-Go or Go, and then that means that the bit's complete. And then we'll see if the stores updates. If not, we'll shut the thing all the way down, like battery off, reload it, and then it should update. He says. What's the worst that could happen? Well, the worst that could happen is that I need to relaunch the game and start cold again, but you know, that's why it's early access, and that's why you guys love watching. Dum 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 dum. I know, Big Newey's on. Maybe Big Newey can point me in the right direction if he knows anything different. I'm sure he's got a lot more practice in this thing than I do. Come on, do your test. Sorry about this, guys. It might actually just be faster to shut the thing down. So showing stores are in test. Like I said, normally it just takes a couple of minutes for them to complete. And then when it completes, it should then show what's in stores. It's currently not there right now, but Dum 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 dum. Okay, so that's okay, so there we go, that's complete. We've got D go on stores. Let's see if stores have update. No. And the data submenu is not working there. Right, okay, let's shut this thing down because we can. Switch off the battery and then we'll relaunch and then see if the stores updates. If not, then I'll have to take a cold one because just because. The funs of early access. I've not tried it in VR just yet. I've mainly just been kind of store change will be error, currently only change stores while cold and dark. Cool, right. So there we go. Big news confirmed that for us. But you know, I believe that bit test is how you do it normally, so you know, well learning. Every day's a school day, like to say. You're not allowed to say much under any. I know how that feels, to be absolutely honest with you, and I don't blame you for staying stum. Although you think if the F-18's under press release, you'd be able to say a bit more than nothing. Hopefully now the stores management will come up and then we'll be able to rock and roll. But the best thing about doing multiple startups is that you know that you're doing it right. Hey, might actually get flying soon. Wouldn't that be something? Okay, so we'll do the bleed air thing.
Roll left, roll left. Flight control. Flight control.
FCS reset. See, yay, stores are there. So just going cold and dark and bringing it up does work. Yay for that. That's awesome. Like it. Great. Cool. Okay, so FCS is good. We'll set the takeoff trim. System lights on, and we'll crank up the left engine. Alright, Master Caution, I know. Okay, left engine start. Honestly, a bit of prior preparation would have prevented this, but, you know, yeah, we're learning, it's all good. Yeah, I'll be hearing Betty in my sleep as well, Big Nui. Although this Betty is kind of nice, it's calming, it's not the screamy, shouty kind of Betty of other aircraft. Alrighty, you know something, I think we're almost good to go. Bit. So we've got goes, comms. I've turned off easy comms now so we can actually use proper comms because hurrah! So we'll go into manual, clear that, and then we'll program in 126.800, 6.800. Enter, and that means that we can now talk to ground crew on COM 1. Yay, because...
In field 1-1, request startup.
Already done it, but you know.
Field 1-1, cleared for startup, wind 344. In field 1-1, request taxi to runway.
just running the FCS bit just to try and clear off an FCS error, that was it. Cool, cool, cool. Make sure, okay, oxygen's on, that's all fine, that's all fine. Take off trim, all set, that's good. Dumps off, they're all set, so landing taxi lights are on. Bypass off, hooks up, flaps into half, anti-skids on. Parking brake off. Okay, pressure set, light set. Radar put to standby, that's on nav and aligned, that's fine. Well, hello, that's a rather bright landing taxi light we've got there, let's switch off. Okie dokie, let's taxi on out of here and then we'll finally get airborne. Well, we've only been going 40 minutes and we've not got off the ground yet. Oh dear. Just shows you can even have a lot of fun in the Hornet when you're on the ground. Ooh. Good question about the INS line, to be honest. I'm just taking it as being ready. It probably does need realigning because the power went off, but yeah, it'd be alright. What's the worst that could happen? Pretty much know where I'm going anyway, just up the coast.
Infield 1-1, request takeoff.
Oh well, ATC decides that and don't want to talk to me again. Although they will probably pipe up in a second and say, hey, you're not cleared for takeoff. Let's reset the barometric altitude. We're pretty much close to zero anyway, so... Alrighty, and let's finally get airborne, because, you know, it's only taken this long. There's a bit of drifting, there is some wind on. One thing you find with the Hornet is that it does take off itself. Okay, left sharp. Check seat, yep. On the seat. I keep forgetting about it. Cool. Anyways, let's proceed on plan and head up the coast. Okay, so we'll turn on the autopilot right now, so AP and then we'll go barometric hold. And the aircraft should keep us nice and level, which is cool. Now there is also a heading hold. There's a heading ticker tape on the HSI, which is this square that you can see here. Now with the heading hold it matches up to that ticker. So if we bring this into a line with the way that we're facing right now. And then turn on heading select, and the aircraft will fly itself in the direction of that ticker tape. So if you want to be flying completely hands off and you want to make a turn to the right, you just turn the heading selector bug to the right. So if you want to fly directly north, then the aircraft will follow that ticker tape and then turn itself directly north, which is proper cool and groovy. Cool, so we'll get lined up on our course here and then we'll head up along the coast, fly by Abu Dhabi, go do some air-to-air refueling, and then shoot some stuff down and drop some bombs, because that's what we really need to get done. Didn't think it would take me 40 minutes to get airborne, but you know, it's all fun and games when you're live. One thing that the F-18 definitely has over the A-10 is that it can actually get places pretty damn quick. Yeah, you don't need to be hanging about. Just having a quick read of the chat here. Yeah, Crashlow would be called him Moaning Mary Lou. I bet he knows a few women called Mary. I don't think that there is a moving map in this yet. It'd be interesting to see if one's coming. I would be surprised if one isn't coming. Big news said their auto modes at the moment aren't working. I believe it's just a kind of CCIP that's programmed at the moment. Although you can kind of control bomb salvo releases and rocket kind of quantity releases using the MFDs. Eject, please. I ain't going back on the ground again. How well's a Hornet handling a turn fight? It does handle extremely well. It's an incredibly agile aircraft. At the moment, because we're carrying bombs and rockets and things like that, we'll be limited. If we go into the FCS page, it should show it. Yeah, so we're currently limited to 5.7 G because we're carrying bombs and rockets. If we dump the bombs and rockets, I think it'll let us go up to about 7.2. There is an override switch you can hit in order to get more than that. but really kind of playing with your own life if you're using the kind of FCS disconnect switch. Itrin said I should adopt the deedle deedle into my everyday life. Every time something goes wrong, just deedle deedle. Yep. I'd say this train isn't really bland at all. There is a lot in this train, especially if you get down low and get into it. When we get up to Dubai and the cities later on, you can see how much kind of detail and effort's been put into this. I'm kind of flying fairly high at the moment. We're at, well, 5,500 feet. We can look down, we can see that there is kind of like towns and villages and stuff like that on the way. On the last video I did, I flew quite low level, kind of following the highway and the coast down along this way. We'll get down kind of low level as we get around Dubai, so you can have a kind of closer look when we get there. Yeah, I haven't set a bingo. I'm going to be hitting a tanker kind of later on, but you're right, I could set my bingo. Set that to about 2,500 because, you know, if we're bingo, we're going to be pretty screwed anyway. Okay, so just let the autopilot fly plane at the moment because it's absolutely awesome at doing that. Activate the radar, that would be a good start, wouldn't it? And then we'll... So with the radar, just as a quick look at this, it's pretty funky. There's lots of stuff kind of implemented this at the moment. At the moment we're doing a 1 bar kind of single scan, so it is just kind of scanning along on a level. Using this button up here, you can settle up to a 6 bar scan. So that means it will kind of scan left to right on the level, then above, then below, then on the, then above, then below kind of thing. You'll see the arrow here is kind of, at the moment it's on a downward sequence, then it's on an upward sequence. So it's kind of sweeping ahead and then moving the radar up and down as it's kind of going. You can change the RPI mode, which detects kind of like slow moving or fast moving aircraft. Erase is to kind of delete any data that's there. You can use SIL, I believe, to increase the amount of time that things are visible on the display. You can change the azimuth of the scan, so you can set it to 20 degrees for a narrow scan, 40 degrees, 60 degrees, 80, and then 140, which is the full kind of 140 degree scan. A 40 degree scan on a 6 bar scan, you'd be lucky to detect anything really, because it's kind of scanning a lot of sky in front of you, and it is quite a slow sweep on 140, so it's not really recommended. So we'll turn the autopilot off here, and then we'll have a dive down and have a look at Abu Dhabi.
Altitude. Altitude.
So the detailing around here is absolutely immense. It is proper nice place to fly around, and the amount of skyscrapers puts Las Vegas to shame. And there are so many landmarks, people that have been to kind of Dubai and places like that. I have flown through this gap before. I'm not going to do it today because I don't want to be on the ground again, but trust me, you can fly through that gap. I'm not going to do it, like I said, today because it would be silly to kind of ground us again and spend another 20 minutes on the ground sorting out the plane. But there's lots and lots of can you fit through it, can you fit under it, kind of challenges and things you can kind of fly around, which I think is brilliant. You know, kind of flying through the skyscrapers at kind of like 400 or 500 knots is a barrel of laughs. And this sort of area just for fun flying, challenge flying, things like that, I think is going to be immense. But more than that is just kind of like an amazing place to see. The amount of detail that's on the ground. In the skyscrapers, the different buildings that are here, you know, they're so kind of unique and varied. The marinas, the boats actually kind of sailing around the harbour, they're not just kind of like static boats, they are moving, they're kind of moving in and out and things like that. And this part of the map is just awesome. I love kind of flying around here. What I might do next week, maybe Monday, because I'll have some more time kind of Monday evening, is maybe take up a chopper like a Gazelle and take a fly around this at low level, really just to show off the amount of detail that you get. It's hard doing it in Hornet because you do travel kind of very quickly everywhere that you go, and stopping to take a look at things does get a bit difficult. There is a highway, kind of like motorway, that runs through a lot of the map, kind of from the north to the south, which is this thing that we're flying over at the moment, alongside the monorail. Which someone told me yesterday, which is quite funky, is that there's no conductors on any of the trains. It's all completely automated. Wouldn't you put your trust into that? We've got the big sail building thing over here, which looks really cool as well. Like I said, there's so many landmarks, so many kind of different buildings. You can, if you've been to Dubai or you know the area, or even if you've seen it on Google Maps, you know, you can use it as kind of like a scenery tour flying around in DCS, which is awesome. There's a proper funky looking building, that. Carrying these bombs around, this aircraft does handle like an absolute pig. It is taking a fair bit of throttle in order to kind of keep us kind of airborne, but once she's slippy, once the bombs are gone, the thing does tend to get really fast really quick. Just one thing of note with this as well, there is no indicator for afterburner. When you're in afterburner, there is no way of knowing. The only way to tell is by looking at your fuel flow indicators. If you see that jump up over 100, then the chances are you're in afterburner. When you're throttling back, keep around 50 to 70. That is a tall-ass building, it really is. Yeah, and then that way you know that you're not going to be chewing through your fuel. But this part of the world, this part of the map is absolutely brilliant. Just the amount of buildings that have crammed in here is nuts. We'll have a look around the airport here. This is where we landed last time, I do believe. Lots of commercial stuff on the ground. Would be nice if one day they had a commercial aircraft just kind of flying around doing what it does, but I guess at the end of the day it is a combat flight sim, and civilian aviation flying around wouldn't be too great. So that's up to 5.5, kind of 5.7, then getting the awesome kind of smoky kind of vapor effects, smoke effects, vapor effects, that's the word. And the FCS complaining to us, saying that we're going too slow. kick in a bit of burner there just to get us back up to speed. Okay, then we'll continue on our tour north here, and then we'll go pick up the tanker and grab some more gas. We're down to about 8,700 each tank here. Well, 8,700, sorry, so that's our total fuel, that's the internal fuel. When you're carrying tanks, this will show more than that. When that's matching that, that means that your tanks are empty. So we'll go grab some gas, and then we'll go shoot some things down and bomb some targets. Just have a quick look at the chat here while we're moving forward. Please bomb the city. Wow, the chat is busy. Sorry guys, it's hard to keep up with the chat while you're flying a plane. Yeah, I believe the FOV can be changed for external cameras and things like that. Big News said a great helipad channel challenge on the sail building. Yeah, I'll be up for that one. Okay. Is auto thrust implemented? I'm not entirely sure. I don't think so. I don't know. I think the shoreline looks really good, to be fair. Saying that the shoreline looks awful. I guess maybe it's not coming through on YouTube that well, but in game it definitely looks awesome. Alrighty, so let's do a barrel roll. Alrighty then. Oops, need to switch off the autopilot first. There we go, just yank the stick, that takes it off. Well, you've got a standard roll, and then you've got a barrel roll. Cool, but yeah, the shoreline, the coastlines, I think look absolutely amazing. And just look at the detail, you can see the kind of like different depths in the sandbars, you know, like the different channels kind of leading into the ports and things like that. Just think it looks absolutely brilliant. This part of the map is awesome, it's absolutely gorgeous. But what we'll do is that we'll change to Com1 channel 18, which is our tanker. We'll go Com1, we'll contact the tanker and
Texaco,
ask for refuel.
1-1, request rejoin. Enfield 1-1, Texaco, proceed to pre-contact at 15,000.
Okay, what we need to do though is find him. Wondering if he's either ahead or behind us, because he should be somewhere around here, but what we can do is switch on TACAN, because TACAN is cool. So we'll switch on TACAN, we'll go air to air, and I believe he's on 2x, so we'll go to enter. Okie dokie, so that should be the TACAN on air to air, so as soon as it starts receiving off the tanker, we should hopefully know where he is. Like I said, I think it's 2x, it might be back to 1x, we'll give it a go. Boom. It's one transmit receive air to air on 1x, I do believe that's the channel for the tanker. I'm not seeing him now. What I might actually do is bring the HSI up here just to make it easier to see. Okay, so that's the TACAN from channel 1x. That's saying it's off to a right though. let's just scale, see if it's alrighty. In fact, I think that's the carrier that's over there on 1x. I'm sure I've set the tanker to 2x, so we'll 2x. Oops, sorry, TACAN to clear to. Hopefully, tanker's still airborne. If not, we'll have to F10 and see if we can find him that way. For some reason, the aircraft keeps rolling on me. Alrighty, TACAN's not finding him there. Let's have a look on the F10 map, see if we can cheat and find him that way. What is your... will it show us his TACAN here? Never mind, anyway, we know he's still live, he's to our north. This is kind of like the little map we'll put together here. We've got carrier to land on later. Okay, so he's not finding him on 2x, which is annoying, but what we'll do is just go ahead and see if we can't find him on radar. We know he's somewhere over here and he's about the same altitude. So we'll go into 4-bar. We'll shrink this down to 80. In fact, I think I can see him visually now. There he is, got him on radar. So, come on, get a lock. Come on. Right, there he is. He's appeared there, but as it's doing the kind of the 4-bar scan thing, it keeps missing him. There we go, got him locked. Okay, so now we know where he is visually. Got a single target track lock on him so we can guide him off that, and then we'll go ahead and tank off him. I'm pretty sure I set him to 1x, might be wrong there. Or 2x even. I know the TACAN's working, so picking up the carrier which is on 1x. Try 3x actually. Let's try 3. No, I guess he's not transmitting TACAN. Might need to check down the mission builder after, but never mind. There we go, okay, so should be able to see him visually now as we come across him. Sorry if I'm not looking at chat at the moment, this is kind of like a full-time job. Okay, so we'll just get caught up to him here and then we'll call pre-contact. Really annoyingly at the moment, the aircraft does seem to keep trying to induce a roll on itself. I'm not sure what's causing that. Though it does look like I've got a slat down on one side and not on the other. Or am I dodging that one? Looks like the right slat's down further than the left slat. That could be kind of inducing a roll on me. Not entirely sure what's causing that. Righty. Guess we'll get a probe out. That's interesting. There's no basket on that. Why does that change back to a 135? I'm pretty damn sure I selected the 135 BDA, but that seems to have now changed it to a 135 standard with no basket on. Refueling might be a bit hard here. There should be a basket hanging off the back of that plane.
Ready, pre-contact. Cleared contact?
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to contact on you, fella, because it's like male on male. Male on male is just wrong. It's not going to happen. How much fuel do we have? Yeah, there should be a basket hanging off the back of that. Oh, damn, looks like we're getting chased down as well by fighters.
Return pre-contact.
Actually, let me select them there. That's pretty annoying. Yeah, let's just change it out for a standard KC-135. Burger. That was supposed to be the BDA, the new version with the drogue on the back, but it didn't give me it.
Abort rejoin.
And interestingly, checking the map there, it looks like we do have a couple of bandits crawling up our tail. So let's plug her into air-to-air mode. Alrighty, got a contact on the radar screener. Didn't want to lock it. Come on, lock it. Lost the lock. It's a little bit annoying that the cursor keeps returning to the top there. Sure is down over this way somewhere. Try height finding.
Tally banded at full 204, 435 at 15,000.
Okay, so it looks like they're going after our tank here. A little low on the old gas tanks here. Ooh, hello. Ah! Bugger! Missing something. Who is it that wanted to see ejection? Well, pilot's dead, so you can't. Ah.
Altitude. Altitude. Roll right. Roll right.
Yeah, I would roll right, but I'm dead. Oh, dear God. Alrighty, we got shot down. F5s, man, they're nasty. Tell you what, let's make a change. We'll go straight back to the air-to-air fuel, and then we'll. Whew, that didn't go right. What we'll do is that we'll change him to KC-135. Well, I know not KC-1. See, I'm sure I set a BDA, but that didn't work. I know that the KC-130 works, so we'll set him there. I'll grab the plane and then stick us up behind him. Oops, that's not the right plane. For this one, we'll go. Don't just love it when things come together. Alrighty then. We'll delete you. No, not delete you. Ah. No pressure, Smudge, no pressure. Delete. Delete. Alrighty then, right. Okay, so we've got waypoint 1, we'll match up that there, then we'll go add and then put that one back on there. Cool, right. Ah, getting there, getting there, getting there. Might do as well as just reduce our fuel so that we can actually do some refueling. And then don't forget to actually change him back to a KC-130 because I know that that works. Save and launch. Right, okay, we're getting there. Didn't expect to get shot down. Yeah, honestly, it was done on purpose. I wanted to show you guys the old damage model there. Absolutely, done on purpose. Okay, not armed up with anything though. That's didn't think about that one. Let's do some air-to-air fueling, then we'll see if we can't go guns on those F5s. Okay, we know the tanker should be somewhere ahead. Should have actually checked the tanker's TACAN while we're at it. As I say, no plan ever survives first contact.
Texaco, infield, 1-1. Request rejoin.
It should be almost caught. Got him there on radar. Cool. Let's get him locked up. fuel there is. And this is always the danger of doing things live. Everything always seems to go to pot. Trim it up, bro, yeah. I did forget my loadout. I just, yeah. Getting myself in a fuddle. Sometimes when you don't expect to be shot down by a plane coming out of nowhere. One thing with the F-18 being light is that it does manoeuvre a damn sight better. So that's Mach 1.5. I think we need to think about start slowing down, otherwise we're going to overtake this dude really quickly. In fact, I think we're probably going to overtake him pretty damn quick now anyway. The speed we're coming up on him. Well, that air brake is huge.
Texaco, in field, 1-1. Request rejoin. Texaco, in field, 1-1. Request rejoin.
Comms are on, radio's on, channel 18251 is right. Talk to me, Goose. Channel 17, channel 18.
Texaco, in field, 1-1. Request rejoin.
Okay, tanker's not talking to me now. Hum 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 hum.
Texaco, in field, 1-1. Request rejoin.
If this doesn't work, I might have to back out to the good old mission editor again and see why that's not communicating. He should be communicating. Why does it all have to go wrong when you're live? Oh god. Right, okay. Tell you what, let's thank god I've got a fast PC because I can get in and out of this really quick. Righty then, let's have a look. Why aren't you communicating with me? So he's definitely on 251. We'll check that. He is on 1x. We can actually change that to edit 2x. 2x, we can find him on TACAN as well. Reaction no threat. He is definitely set as tanker. That's all good. Okay, so he should be a-okay there. We'll even change Arco because Arco is better for this dude. What we'll do is also stick some weapons on me. Blah 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 blah. Right, let's go. Hey, you know, you get, it's all fun and games, and you get to see me doing some mission editing at the same time because why the hell not? I'll try and keep some air to ground loadout on there. Hopefully we can figure out our way around these F5's BVR. If not, we'll just have to zoom past them. Should be kind of faster than they are. Alrighty then, let's go. I think that should be good. Okay, if this doesn't communicate with the tanker, then I'm just gonna go blow some stuff up because yeah, I tried checking that before. It didn't show his frequency or his yeah, maybe he did get a heart attack when I flew past his nose. Alrighty, so we've got the tanker just ahead of us. Let's see if he'll talk to us now. Okay, so we know that radios are on. We'll select. I know 251 is channel 18 because that's what I always use when I'm talking to tankers. We know that's set, so let's see if he'll talk to us now.
Arco, in field 1-1. Request rejoin.
Okie dokie. Annoyingly, I had this working yesterday. I was doing it to where refueling practice it was working perfectly. But today, for some reason...
Arco, passing waypoint 2 at 15,000.
Yeah, alright, so you're on radios. We're on the right channel.
On station at Bulls 216, 420, 8 at 15,000.
Okay, so he's called on station, so let's see if he'll actually tank us up now.
Arco, in field 1-1. Request rejoin.
Well, let's just chalk that up to early access because he now doesn't want to talk to us at all. Let's try him on COM 2.
Arco, in field 1-1. Request rejoin. In field 1-1. Arco, proceed to pre-contact at 15,000.
Okay, so he talks to us on COM 2, but he won't talk to us on COM 1. Because, you know, fun and games. Right, let's get this thing refueled up before those fighters get over here and blow us out of the sky. We're full on bombs and rockets as well, so turning fights with an F5 is going to be pretty fun too. Let's actually just keep where are they at? They're still a long way away, so we should have time to refuel it as well. So I didn't expect them to come off station, to be fair, but I guess they decided that a KC-135 was a juicy target last time and they wanted to come and kill it. Oh, apparently it's an airstop bug. Will be fixed. Cool. Thanks, Big New. I'm glad that you're on chat and I'm not paying attention to my speed. At least you get to see the vapor trails again today. Yay! Because they're so cool. How to lose speed really, really quickly in an F-18. Pop the brake and climb like mad. I think they call that high G yo-yo. For idiots that don't pay attention when they're approaching a tanker. Also, could be known as the loop of shame. Anybody that plays Elite Dangerous will know exactly what that is. Come on, don't want to close them too quickly. Can't seem to see them on radar as well, which is interesting. I guess that's maybe because I'm travelling at the same speed and Doppler effect is not going to find them. 7. So we are gaining nice and slow, which is what you should be doing, not kind of racing past him and then doing the loop of shame over his head. His F5's still a long way away, so we're okay there. I think I'm going to overshoot again. Come on, get the brakes out. Oh, for the love of God. You think that, you know, approaching slow, approaching slow, approaching slow, overtaking like crazy. I'm sure it's him adjusting the speed, you know, I really do. I'm blaming him. Okay, let's get the old probe out. We'll unlock him just to get rid of the cross. That cross is saying, hey, you're locking a friendly, don't be an idiot, don't shoot. Just ever present of those F5s, which are going to be getting closer and closer.
Ready, pre-contact.
Might need to be a little bit closer for that. Would help if we used COM2, wouldn't it?
Ready, pre-contact. Cleared contact.
Yay! Let's go plug in, fill up, and then destroy some F5s before they destroy us again. Should be safe at the moment, although they are tanking over this way pretty quick. Who knew tonight would be such an adventure? You plan one thing and then everything all kind of ends up going to pot. It's really nice having the drogue right in front of you, rather than like on the Harrier when it's kind of
Contact.
in behind you, because you can see exactly where you're kind of flying it into, rather than having to kind of like blindly fly. Oops, I slowed down too much. Disconnected, let's realign.
Contact.
Yeah, let's speed up a bit. I slowed down a bit too much there, so just kind of flew away from the basket, but it's easy enough to reconnect with. We'll just get a little bit closer so that doesn't happen again. Proper easy, yeah, to air refueling in this. With the drogue out as well, it kind of nullifies the controls even more. Not the drogue out, the probe. Nullifies the controls, so it becomes very easy to kind of control the aircraft in position and take fuel. Okay, fuel's going up really quickly now. I do find it much easier kind of refueling off the KC-130 than the 135 BDA. Even the 135 probe on the F-15 is bloody horrible. Drogue refueling for me is way easier. Almost full. Okay, so internal fuel's full and its total is still going up, so it's almost like it's topping up the external tank as well, which is cool. Yeah, so internal tank is full and the totalizer is still going up. Should be getting a full anytime soon.
Transfer complete.
Cool.
Disconnect.
Let's put the probe away and find out where these F5s are. Let's just have a quick Okie dokie. Picking up Okie. Right, so they're coming right at me from over here somewhere. So let's push the radar out. See if we can't find these guys. Aha! Found them on radar already. At least one of them anyway. Take radar. There they are, both of them. We'll go air to air, arm on, aim 7 select. Got lock. See them visually. Wait for a shoot cue. Head to head like this, we should at least get one of them. But what I might start doing is just start beaming slightly. Hopefully we don't lose the lock in the turn. Slower rate of approach. It's turning into me. Lock. Thought that might happen with manoeuvring hard. Okay, going again. Thank God for that acquisition. $20 miles. Anybody know what the range is on name 7 very quickly? Okay, so apparently Big News said the AIM-7 is still work in progress. Well, we'll see if we can get one off the rail. It might scare them until we can get close for AIM-9. Is that in range? That looks like it's in range. Let's pop one off anyway, see if it guides. Already sat lost lock anyway, cool. Cool, so it flew right past him. Oh god, we're all gonna die, aren't we? Don't like doing this while I'm carrying bombs because we're so G limited that he's not G limited. He can turn in and around us. Let's try and get our speed up and then get away from here.
Altitude. Altitude.
Try and get Rangy up and find out where he's at. Using height finding radar just to see if we can find him that way. Got AIM-9 selected. Okay, so there's one above and behind us. That's all cool and groovy. Oh, I can't manoeuvre away from him with these bombs on. Please don't shoot me down again, that would suck. I might need to ditch these bombs, you know.
Roll left, roll left.
Don't think it will allow us to ditch them. Let's see if it'll do that. Alright, yeah, okay. Alright, now we're free to do some killing. these F5s are manoeuvrable. You can see why they use them for ACN. Really kind of on the edge here. Come on. Got to remember he's got a mate here somewhere as well. Come on. Shit, I am well out of speed here. That's not good. Last one missile gone, that didn't track properly, but then again he was on a proper hard angle there, so that was kind of a desperation shot. Let's get our speed up, see if we can't reacquire him, although he's probably crawling somewhere in around our back. Got to remember not to pull so hard on the controls. The aircraft will pull really hard if you want it to, but then you bleed off all of your energy. Absolutely tanking the afterburners here. I thought he would be crawling in behind me. Ah, no. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. Right. Gun select. I thought I had him nose up, but he was actually nose down, head on.
Altitude. Altitude.
We're in a fight for our lives here, boys and girls. Oh dear, this is going to be wrong again, isn't it? I don't know where his mate is either. I'm amazed his mate's not all over my 6.
Altitude.
I'm absolutely
Altitude.
caning through my fuel as well, down to next to nothing fuel-wise. Trying to release off the controls here, just trying to gain some speed while still trying to manoeuvre to a 6.
Altitude. Altitude.
Oh, there's his buddy. I really don't want to let go of this guy because he got us by the tail.
Altitude. Altitude.
We're going to need to do something to break this stalemate here because this isn't working well. Where's it gone now?
Altitude. Altitude.
Anybody seen a tiger around here? Something's just flown into the ground over there. There's the other one. Hey Mav, you're slowing down. I'm going to bring him in closer. You're going to do what? Oh, come on. Hope you guys aren't getting dizzy. I know I am. Get to see lots of the vapor effects here though. don't know how the hell he's managing to keep nose on me like that. That thing is so manoeuvrable. Every time I make a twist, a turn, I look at him and he's still back nose on me. Try not to use so much afterburner here as well, although it's not working. I can't believe I wasted that second sidewinder. That was a big mistake. God, he's nose on me again and he's firing. Speed. Let's see which one of us flames out first. It's probably going to be me. Shouldn't really be setting a bingo kind of mid-flight, but there we go. Just press something wrong there. Alrighty, where's he going? There he is. If in doubt, look behind you.
Altitude. Altitude.
Come on, come on, come on. Need to leave a bit more.
Altitude.
Oh, come on.
Altitude.
Not much gun left. That's not good.
Altitude. Altitude.
I think his other guy must have thrown it in a ditch. I just seen an explosion out to sea, so maybe the other guy got a bit excited and thought, fuck this, I'm just going to kill myself. Oh wow, man, we've got no fuel left at all. In fact,
Altitude. Altitude.
I just saw something in a mirror there that looked a lot like a bad guy. Come on. Some reading. That leading gun pepper isn't leading, and there's definitely another bad guy on my 6.
Altitude. Altitude.
Yeah, we are bingo. We are well past bingo. We are buggered. We're gonna have to run away like crazy. Which way's home?
Altitude. Altitude.
Yeah, there's the other guy. Help! Stop shooting at me! Yeah, I've got my big girl's pants on. I'm now running away. I was hoping to kill one with the M7. I didn't realise that that they were so bad that they wouldn't track. Try and see how fast we can fly without using afterburners. We are leaving him behind a little bit though. I think he's probably going to be chewing through his fuel a lot more than we are right now. Alright, love. Calm your tits. He's still back there, he's still on me. But, we're going a bit fast on his right now. Though we are tickling the afterburner a touch. What I'd give for a friendly SAM site right now. You can run out of ammo anytime you like, honestly. Oh, he's just crashed. That's one way to win.
Altitude. Altitude.
Whew. Alrighty, I wonder if our tank is still alive, because I am absolutely no fuel left at all. Okay, is other dude's bugged out? Our tanker is... No, I guess you must have shot him down. Let's see. Boy, that was something, wasn't it? Let's see, do we have enough fuel to get back to the tanker? I'm going to say probably not, but we're going to, not the tanker, the carrier. Let's head over that way anyway, kind of just sipping fuel, and we'll see if we can do a carrier landing.
Altitude. Altitude.
Alright, Betty. Boy, that was exciting. Yeah. Shame my air-to-air skills aren't that great. Yeah, those MiG-28s are bloody hard to shake. Just having a look through the chat here as we head over towards the tanker while sipping fuel very, very, very gingerly. Wow, you guys have been busy on this chat. I'm still scrolling trying to find out what was going on there. Yeah, I find the M7, tried to keep constant lock, but for some reason as it started tracking, the radar unlocked itself. I didn't hit anything for it to do that, it just decided to do it. Like Big New said, it is work in progress, so hopefully that'll be fixed in no time. Yeah, the F5 is used for air combat manoeuvring. The US Navy use it as an aggressor aircraft because it is extremely manoeuvrable. And yeah, getting into a turning fight with one of those things is bloody hard. Well, picked a fight with an F5 because I thought, you know, if you're going to do it, you may as well do it hardcore. Yeah, I could have pulled a G limiter, but well, to tell the truth, with the aircraft clean, I was getting up to 7. Well, I pulled 8G at the top there. That's the top G there, 8G. If I'd pulled the G limiter, I just would have bled off far too much speed, and then ended up kind of stalling out constantly. You know, having that kind of restriction can help. Yeah. Pere Dunerifer, of course, has just said the same thing. $20 he's going to run out of fuel. Looking at a fuel gauge, I'm probably going to say yes too. Yeah, the Alpha, the angle of attack on the F-18 is just superb. You can really turn and bang quite hard with it. Anybody seen the aircraft carrier around here? In fact, I think it was set to 1X, wasn't it? So let's go HSI. On 1X. Cool, that should be our tanker over there. Not tanker, even. Smudge, word, yeah, blithering idiot. Aircraft carrier. Just make sure that it does match up. It does. Yay. So we'll just turn down the TACAN volume so we don't get beeped to death. And then we'll go ahead and autopilot. We've got heading select on. Oops. It's actually guiding off TACAN. That's weird. Where's our head? I think we might make this with not much fuel left to spare, but I think I can probably get this down on the carrier.
Bingo. Bingo.
Yay, we're going to run out of fuel. Let's dial it back even more just to save some. Cool, we can see our carrier off in the distance. I think we might be alright. Yeah, unfortunately, I think they actually managed to get our tanker, so... Oh, Jambok, that's not very nice of you. Funk him on his check ride. Oh, but Big News says I'm doing fine. Who knew? Yeah, I think I need to definitely practice my air-to-air a lot more. I'm a mud mover, have been my whole DCS career. You know, fighter pukes make movies, bomber pilots make history, as they say. And yeah, I like flying strike aircraft. Bombing's my thing rather than air-to-air combat, but I do enjoy it. Should have bribed the AI, or at least turn them down to easy.
Fuel low. Fuel
Really?
low.
I hadn't noticed. Thanks for that. RWR is down in the bottom right hand corner there. You can also bring it up on the MFD pages. In fact, if we turn the radar to standby, just bring this up and then bring up EW. There we go. So that's our radar warning receiver there. No bolters, pressure's on. Yay! Vigan, I do like the Vigan. The Vigan's an awesome aircraft. Just so you know as well, there is another RWR just down there, you can see. Although it is quite small and out the way. We've got our aircraft carrier just down there, and we're down to like 1600 fuel, so I think that we've got enough for 1 or 2 approaches, and then see if we can't get this down on the deck. Okay, turn off the okay, we'll brake, we'll fly overhead, make a brake, fly into our approach at 800 feet, and then we'll get everything down and ready for what's going to be a horrible landing, because like everything tonight, it's probably going to go wrong. ILS, I believe, isn't currently implemented. That's something that's still to come. With the carrier at the moment, it's only capable of doing case 1, which is kind of manual visual approach. Although when the carrier gets beefed up, we'll have case 2 and case 3 approaches, so you'll be able to kind of have LSO guidance, meatballs, and all the other good stuff that comes with aircraft carrier landings. And just to make life even harder for me, there is loads and loads of low-level turbulence at the moment as well. As you can see, the plane is shaking about like crazy. But there's Stannis. So let's get up to 800, make our turn, and then come back around for landing. Fuel's now 1500, so we're doing A-okay. Okay, we're below 250, so we'll go flaps down, we'll go gear down, and we'll go hook down. Excuse me. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is so much fun. Oops. Slowing down too much. Okay, must remember that the runway actually kind of points off to the left of the boat, it's not straight down the centre. A little bit, I think, although I think we're actually okay for this approach. We can make this work. No pressure at all. So on the approach, the angle of attack should be set to 8.5 degrees on the nose, and then you control the descent using the throttle. At least that's what it says in the book. Getting it actually to do that is much more difficult. Slow. Come on, a bit high. Just trying to get it lined up properly. Too fast. Too slow. Crazy to think there's only a few feet difference between a bolter and a ramp strike. Whoa, how about that? Down in one. Whew. Who else thought I was going to crash that? I know I did. I think I got wire 1, which isn't a... Oh no, wait, I got wire 4. Which isn't okay. Oh, who else feels like collapsing into a big heap on the floor and dying right now? Whew. I know I do. One thing with the Stennis as well is that you can't actually take off from the boat once you've landed on it. for some reason the it won't realign you. You can start from the boat and you can take off from the boat. Kind of, if you're starting from the boat, you can take off from the boat, but once you're actually on the boat, you can't take off. Just trying to find out how to fold the wings here. Okay, won't seem to let us fold up the wings. This is the wing folding thing here, although that doesn't seem to want to work for me. Maybe I'm clicking it wrong. Who knows these things? Oh wait, pull out, then turn. Yay! Hooray! Folding up wings. So let's shut this thing down. Who's exhausted? Put a handbrake on. Ooh, wow. That has been one hell of a flight. Press U to realign, yep. Yeah, so scroll to unlock and then fold to turn. Yep, so that folds down. Oh, well, wow. Just reading back over the chat here as well. I think I bounced over the wire and caught the fall. Probably right, although I did gun the throttle as soon as I touched the deck because I thought I was going in for a bolted air anyway. Oh. Just a couple of things, just to remind you guys that this is a early alpha preview. The F18 is on pre-release at the moment, and if you pre-order it now you can get it with a $20 discount. So it is honestly worth doing it now. The pre-order will be ending very soon, so get it while the discount's there. If you're at all interested in it, you will be saving yourself a lot of money, unless you've got kind of like stacks of discount bonuses there anyway. But yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying the Hornet. I think it is a superb model. The detail inside it is amazing. It's such a fun aircraft to fly. Like I said, it is early access. Things like the AIM-7 there, not tracking, that will be fixed by the time you guys get hold of it. I'm absolutely positive about it. My flying skills, they probably will never change. They probably won't improve anytime soon. But I've enjoyed it. It's been fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I know it's been a really, really long live stream. Oh my god, I've just seen how many people are actually watching this live stream. I think that's a new all-time record for me. And yeah, I'll say thank you very much, guys. What I might do on Monday is put up another live stream, maybe flying a Gazelle or a helicopter around the map, just so you guys can have a good close look at Abu Dhabi and the cities and the other things around there, rather than zipping around at a million miles an hour in the F18. Honestly, I think I'm about to lose my voice. But yeah, it's been emotional. I'll say thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.